We invite you to watch how we clear the views on all matters through our partner station MITV on DSTV channel 255, 7 p.m. daily, and also our YouTube and Facebook pages under one name, Clearview News Desk every day. We call it The People's News, as we are available to come over and cover your events upon notice. Or do you have news you want us to broadcast? Send it in. We verify and go to town with it. All for you. Go ahead, engage us to thrash out those naughty issues on the news. And what we need from you is to share and subscribe. More important, convince your loved ones, friends, relatives, co-worshippers, and more to subscribe so as to be getting notifications as we break the news. Go a step further, like the news, and drop your thoughts on the comment section. Clearview News. We clear the view one time and for all time.
Hello and welcome to Clearview News Desk. We're reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. First, the headlines. Ugandan Olympian is in intensive care in a Kenyan hospital after being doused with petrol and set on fire allegedly by her partner. 19-year-old self-acclaimed native doctor kills his client while testing efficacy of bulletproof charm. Russian President Vladimir Putin arrives Mongolia despite warrant for his arrest by International Criminal Court. I am Gloria Atta with these and more. Welcome. In the words of late singer Onyango, envy and jealousy profit nothing. Rather, they deprive you of good people and make you miss out on good relationships. Onyango, who made this known in a podcast interview, declared that her ability to disregard envy and jealousy impacted greatly on her career. Clearview News' Imefunu Kon tells us more.
The lead singer Onyango disclosed in a live broadcast interview that one of the biggest enemies she had to deal with in the course of her career life was envy, while stressing the fact that every life is unique, hence the need to shun destructive competition. Onyango said the only person she had to compete with is the person she was yesterday. She added that envying others is not only a waste of time, but a waste of life.
People who are well placed and they are doing so, and I am in awe of them even. And they turn out and they're actually jealous of Onyango, little old me. I don't understand it, but I feel really sorry for them. Because we are all so blessed. We are all so gifted. May not be in the same area. And God is a God of versatility. It would be so boring if everybody was like you or me. And because He loves the versatility, the differences, the variety, He distributes His gifts. All you gotta do is not look, and I thank Him for giving me that gift. I look at you, you've done well, I say, how did you do it? Congratulations. How did you do it? Maybe I can learn something from you. But I express myself in that validation of somebody else as a way of saying to God, thank you. Thank you what you've done in the life of this person, and thank you for what you're doing in my life. If there's any way I can improve myself, I'm on that journey. Life is a journey. You never quite get there, but you keep approaching. You keep moving. You keep moving and conquering. And if you discover that, you will find that you absolutely have no reason to be jealous of the next person.
The lead singer said although life is full of reminders of what we lack, someone who is more successful, more talented, more attractive, or more advanced in meeting milestones than we are, appreciating a person in their fullness can also help us feel genuinely happy for their successes, adding that envy is counting the other person's blessings instead of ours.
And that jealousy can be stifling. It stifles you from actually relating with people, being friends, good friends with people, enjoying them, enjoying their company. You know, because you are worried, oh, you know, why has she got this and I haven't got that? But probably, if you look deeper, you will find that they also have their own troubles and challenges. And God has given them the anointing to carry that one that they are carrying. You don't have that anointing. I don't have the anointing to carry what you're carrying. That is the way it goes. So you don't envy. You don't become jealous. You have all that you need to reach the goals, fulfill the purpose for which you have been sent here. Don't look at the next. Only look at them in admiration and thank God for what He's doing in their lives. So yes, it's something, it's a daily battle for me everywhere I go. But because I'm used to it, I keep moving.
Experts say when our envy is rooted in things we cannot change about ourselves, such as difficult childhood, traumatic events, or certain health conditions and disabilities, using envy to motivate self-improvement is more likely to dig us deeper into frustration and self-blame. The bottom line is envy drains our happiness and saps our energy. Imefonokun reporting for Clever News.
Envy is as old as creation. Envy is a pain at the sight of another's good fortune. It is an emotion which occurs when a person lacks another's quality, skill, achievement, or possession and wishes that the other lacked it. Envy can also refer to the wish for another person to lack something one already possesses, so as to remove the equality of possession between both parties. We have a commentary.
While conducting research into envy, the best description we could give this feeling is a sort of pain at the sight of another's good fortune, stirred by the inner workings of people that make them bitter towards those who have what they believe they also ought to have. Envy falls into two types, benign and malicious. While malicious envy is an unpleasant emotion that causes the envious person to want to bring down the better off, even at their own cost, benign envy involves recognition of other beings better off, but causes the person to aspire to be as good. Benign is still a negative emotion in the sense that it feels unpleasant. According to researchers, benign envy can provide emulation, improvement motivation, positive thoughts about the other person, and admiration. This type of envy, if dealt with correctly, can positively affect a person's future by motivating them to be a better person and to succeed. Often, envy involves a motive to outdo or undo the rival's advantages. Envy has been found to be so deadly as to cause a reluctance to see our own well-being overshadowed by another's, because the standard we use to see how well off we are is not the intrinsic worth of our own well-being, but how it compares with that of others. In the Christendom, envy is one of the 7 deadly sins. And in Islam, envy consumes good deeds just as fire consumes wood. Generally, people who suffer from a case of malicious envy are blind to what good things they already have, thinking they have nothing, causing them to feel emptiness and despair. Envy is also deep-rooted within professions, mostly professions that bring fame. Have you ever envied someone who seemed to have the perfect life, only to find out later that they were in fact suffering in a very major way? These cases are more common than we might think. We just don't have the opportunity to learn about someone's difficulties when we are negatively enveloped in envy of what we see as charmed life. We should allow envy fuel self-improvement when appropriate. When our envy is rooted in things we cannot change about ourselves, such as a difficult childhood, a traumatic event, or certain health conditions and disabilities, using envy to motivate self-improvement is more likely to dig us deeper into frustration and self-blame. But sometimes, envy alerts us to things that we want in life that are potentially attainable if we are willing to make certain changes. For example, if you envy your productive colleague, you might find that you could be more productive yourself if you learned to manage your time better. Very important, don't forget to count your own blessings. And please note, here at Clearview, we believe that envy is counting the other fellow's blessings instead of counting your own. Envy drains our happiness and saps our energy. It's appreciation that reveals abundance in places where we might have failed to look. And now to the victim. Are you being envied? You can survive through these points. Don't start to feel small. This is what the envious person wants. Try to catch that feeling of diminishing yourself and stop yourself from doing it. Don't let their insults stick. Smile and nod and show that their words are not getting to you. Don't make apologies for who you are and what you do. You don't have to hide your good fortunes just because you fear someone will swoop down and punish you for them. Don't retaliate by criticizing them too. Remind the envious person of their own strengths and successes. Encourage them to count their own blessings. Create ways to protect your energies from being sucked out of you. Think about visualizing yourself in a protective bubble so any envy attack coming your way can bounce off you. Finally, choose to hang out with people who make you feel good about yourself rather than those who deplete you.
Chidinma Adechina, a 23-year-old law student, has emerged victorious as Miss Universe Nigeria in a stunning turn of events just weeks after facing xenophobic attacks and being forced to drop out of the Miss South Africa contest. The report.
Born in Soweto, South Africa, to a Nigerian father and a South African mother, Chidinma Adechina's journey to the crown is a testament to her resilience and determination. Despite being targeted by online trolls and facing intense media scrutiny, Adechina refused to let her spirit be broken, but instead chose to rise above hate and embrace her true identity.
It all started because of my name. People were not happy that my name is Chidinma and I am representing South Africa. So that is where it actually really started. And you know, people felt like, well, South Africans felt like I wasn't South African enough because of my name. And it was really sad to see. It was a very horrible experience and I wouldn't wish it on anybody because I have lived there for 23 years. And it's heartbreaking to see that I wasn't welcomed and accepted. But what I do know is that I was born in South Africa and I am a South African. And I'm still proudly Nigerian as well. And I was really excited to get an invitation from Silverbird to represent Nigeria in the Miss Universe Nigeria, to see that they saw that potential and the love that I've received. It has been exceptional, not only from the group, from the organization, from the girls, but from Nigeria as well and all over the world. And that's my whole journey.
Chidinma's win has set shockwaves of inspiration across the continent, with many hailing her as a true African hero. Her story is a powerful reminder that our differences are what makes us stronger, and together we can achieve greatness. As she prepares to represent Nigeria at the Miss Universe competition in Mexico, Adechina remains committed to her vision of a united Africa with her crown and her courage. Adechina is poised to inspire a generation of young Africans to embrace their true selves and strive for greatness. Her story is a beacon of hope in a world torn apart by hate and division. Florence Joshua reporting for Clearview News Desk.
A 19-year-old self-acclaimed native doctor has been arrested by the Edo State Police Command over the death of his client. The native doctor, who specializes in preparing charms against the effect of gunshots and cutlass attacks, was approached by a client identified as Alex Ezekiel, who requested for a bulletproof charm. However, the deceased was shot dead by the self-acclaimed native doctor while trying to prove the efficacy of the charm. Meanwhile, a statement by the State Police Command spokesman Musa Yamu said the suspect would face prosecution as soon as an investigation is concluded. Now, in the latest horrific incident of gender-based violence in the East African country, a Ugandan Olympian is in intensive care in a Kenyan hospital after being doused with petrol and set on fire, allegedly by her partner. According to the police, the long-distance runner Rebecca Cheptegei, 33, was assaulted after her Kenyan partner, Dixon Indiema Marangach, reportedly snuck into her home with petrol he had procured and began pouring it on Rebecca before he set her ablaze late Monday, adding that he was also injured by the flames. Meanwhile, the Ugandan Athletics Federation expressed its regret over the incident, saying Cheptegei had suffered severe injuries. It revealed that the athlete and her partner Marangach were a couple who constantly had family wrangles. Nigerian striker Victor Osim has secured a loan move from Napoli to Galatasaray in a dramatic turn of events, bringing an end to one of the most talked about transfer sagas in recent football history. The 25-year-old Nigerian striker was greeted by hundreds of fans who waited all night to catch a glimpse of him, a testament of the excitement and anticipation surrounding his arrival. The report.
Osimhen's impressive performance at Lille OSC in France during the 2019-2020 season made him one of the most sought-after young talents in European football. He joined Napoli in 2020 and quickly proved his worth on the pitch, becoming a key player for the club. His impressive goal-scoring record, pace, strength and finishing ability made him a nightmare for opposing defenders. Despite Napoli's initial reluctance to sell, Osimhen requested to leave the club, leading to a series of negotiations with top European clubs. Chelsea and Saudi Arabian club Al Ahly were among the clubs interested in signing him. However, both deals failed to get through due to disagreement over transfer fees. Napoli's valuation of Osimhen was reportedly too high for Chelsea, while Al Ahly's offer was rejected due to concerns over the club's ability to match Osimhen's ambitions. Osimhen's loan move to Galatasaray was completed after the European transfer window closed, a surprise move that caught many by surprise. Meanwhile, Turkish giants were able to negotiate a deal with Napoli, reportedly agreeing to pay a significant loan fee for his services. The move is seen as a coup for Galatasaray, who are looking to strengthen their attack ahead of the European League campaign. Osimhen's arrival at Galatasaray is expected to have a significant impact on the club's fortune. His goal-scoring ability and pace will undoubtedly strengthen the team's attack, as well as his invaluable experience at playing in the Champions League. Meanwhile, Galatasaray fans are excited at the prospect of seeing Osimhen in action, and the club's management will be hoping that he can help deliver success on the pitch. Victor Osimhen's transfer saga has finally come to an end, and the Nigerian striker will be looking to make a lasting impression at Galatasaray. Osimhen is considered by many as having the potential to become a hero at the Turkish club. However, only time will tell if the move will be a success, but one thing is certain: Osimhen's arrival at Galatasaray has generated excitement and anticipation among the fans. Florence Joshua reporting for Clearview News Desk.
The importance of physical exercise to healthy living has once again been brought to the fore at the opening ceremony of the 2024 National Engineering Games held on Monday in Abuja, the nation's capital. President of the Nigeria Society of Engineers, Margaret Aino Oguntala, stressed the need for engineers to maintain physical and mental wellness despite their tight and demanding schedules. The report. It was a day of fun as members of the Nigerian Society of Engineers converged on Abuja, the nation's capital, for physical and mental exercises that would improve their health status and maintain a healthy life. In her remarks, President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Engineer Margaret Aino Oguntala, said the Games, pioneered by the then leadership in 2010, was designed for members to keep their entire bodies fit and serve as an opportunity for bonding, considering the need to strike a balance between general body fitness and the demands of their profession.
You know that engineers are the drivers of development, of national development, and it is very important that they are fit. And for us to also function well mentally, we need physical fitness. So it's one of the reasons that we have instituted these games, so that we could remind ourselves from time to time, at least once in a year we come together like this and we play games. We also network amongst ourselves. It's also a time for us to come together and be jolly and happy. Well, this is the first time that we had a dance from the office to this place, to the stadium. It's also the first time that we unveiled a beaver mascot. And there are so many other new things. Every year, engineers are innovators, we are inventors. So every year we come with with innovations to improve the games.
In his remarks, Chairman of the Society's Maitama branch, Okoye Ugochukwu Henry, said this year's event features a number of innovations that will provide more opportunities for members to explore.
If you can see, there is a lot of innovations that came in this year. We have that of the awareness walk, dance. We have that of the beaver. This is the first time we are unveiling a mascot named Beaver. The beaver is known for construction, is a construction animal. So it's associated with our profession. That is why we choose beaver. And also there is this innovation that we have a handbook in the National Engineering Handbook where you will see all the necessary guidelines, the fixtures and the draws of all the participating branches. So nobody will now come and be asking anyhow questions. Everything is already stated on the handbook. And you see I'm holding the handbook already. And it's on all our platforms. So that's why this National Engineering Games is actually very, very different. It's very simple. Anybody that asks questions know where he can go to get the questions.
Our conference is coming in November, but we have seized the opportunity. Every year, whenever the Korean is having Engineering Week, we tag along to bring in our engineers, open up engineering games, where different branches, do compete. And, we, as engineers, we work hard and we learn to play hard as well.
Highlight of the day was an awareness walk, aerobic exercises, a novelty football competition between the Maitama and Abuja branches of the association, and the formal unveiling of the association's mascot. If you are just joining us, you're watching the news on Clearview News Desk. We will be back after this break. Stay with us. Welcome back. There were indications yesterday that the petrol shortage in the country will not end soon, as $6 billion debt to petrol suppliers, lack of liquidity and other issues have put pressure on the federal government's capacity to sustain the importation of the product. This is even as oil marketers said they had not been able to import the product due to the high foreign exchange rate of 1,500 naira per dollar, which has increased the landing cost of the product to more than 1,100 naira per litre. Meanwhile, the Nigeria Employers Consultative Association said that the economy continues to struggle due to fluctuations in the foreign exchange market, continued low crude oil production, and a high monetary policy rate that constrain business activity. In what seems to be a big relief for many Nigerians due to the current shortage of premium motor spirit, otherwise known as petrol, which has led to several queues in fueling stations across the country, the president of the Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, has formally announced the commencement of petrol production at the 650,000 capacity Dangote Oil Refinery in Lagos. In a live broadcast this Tuesday, he said the supply of petrol into Nigeria will change the country's energy landscape.
Yes, you can put it in your car and begin to run. And it will actually save your engine. It will give your engine the best performance. It will not be the normal one. And you can even see our diesel. Our diesel is very light. It's like water. So which people have never ever seen before. But that is what you call Euro 5 diesel. Our diesel now is about is less than even 30 ppm, which is great, and we'll keep pushing. Gasoline can be, that is PMS, can be in filling stations in the next 48 hours. We are ready to roll into the market.
Moving over to the foreign scene, Russian President Vladimir Putin has arrived in Mongolia on his first visit to an International Criminal Court member since it issued a warrant for his arrest last year. He was welcomed by Mongolia's leader at a lavish ceremony in the Asian nation's capital, Ulaanbaatar, on Tuesday. The Russian leader is wanted by the court for the alleged illegal deportation of Ukrainian children. Meanwhile, a spokesperson from the Kremlin said it was not concerned Mr. Putin will be arrested during the visit. However, a small group of protesters gathered at the square on Monday afternoon, holding a sign demanding, "Get war criminal Putin out of here." The International Criminal Court had accused Putin of war crimes, focusing on the unlawful deportation of children from Ukraine to Russia. It has also issued a warrant for the arrest of Russia's Commissioner for Children's Rights, Maria Lvova-Belova, for the same crimes. It alleged that the crimes were committed in Ukraine from 24 February 2022, when Russia launched its full-scale invasion. However, Moscow has previously denied the allegations, describing the warrants as outrageous. And that's the news. But before we go, a recap of the top stories. In the latest horrific incident of gender-based violence in the East African country, a Ugandan Olympian is in intensive care in a Kenyan hospital after being doused with petrol and set on fire, allegedly by her partner. A 19-year-old self-acclaimed native doctor has been arrested by the Edo State Police Command over the death of his client while testing efficacy of a bulletproof charm. We also told you that Russian President Vladimir Putin has arrived in Mongolia on his first visit to an International Criminal Court member since it issued a warrant for his arrest last year. You can follow up on latest events and happenings around you via our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Clearview News Desk, or via our handle on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Clearview Online. Many thanks for joining us. I am Gloria Atta. Bye for now.